deaf people drive? This question gets asked all of the time, and the short answer is yes. But let's break down the truth behind this myth, talk about laws, and the technology that can make it possible. I'm Emily from Definite Hearing. I bet you're excited to learn something new, and I'm not just sharing about this topic, I am actually hard of hearing. I have a two-sided genetic hearing loss that is rated as moderate to severe. You are ready to learn something new. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. And maybe we'll unlearn some old assumptions. Let's get to it. Let's just make this clear. Being hard of hearing or deaf does not make a person unfit to drive. In fact, deaf drivers can drive legally in many countries, including the United States, and they have been able to do so for over a century. The ability to drive depends on your vision, coordination, and reaction time, not your ears or your hearing. Studies show that deaf drivers are safe, and in fact, sometimes safer than hearing drivers. Why? This is because they often rely heavily on visual cues in their peripheral mirrors and rear view mirrors. Deaf and hard of hearing drivers are more likely to avoid distracting music and or phone calls, and they simply pay more visual attention to the road. Driving is a visual task, and therefore hard of hearing or deaf people are better at navigating this aspect compared to hearing people. Driving is a visual task, and many hard of hearing and deaf people are professionals at navigating a world built for hearing people. In the United States, all 50 states allow individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing to drive. In some states, they have a piece of code on the license that indicates whether a driver has hearing loss. This is not meant to be a restriction, but it's meant to alert emergency personnel in case they try to communicate with the driver. Hearing and or deaf and hard of hearing drivers alike use technology to assist them in their driving efforts. This includes light flashing systems for the cars, such as blinkers or light indicators. Lights that are becoming really helpful for hearing and hard of hearing drivers alike are the peripheral side mirrors that have a light indicator, whether or not there's a car in the blind spot as defined by the car's model. These can be really helpful. Additionally, a lot of windshields are adding monitors into them that can tell people when they are at risk for an accident, so they can vibrate or beep or light up to warn a driver to hit the brakes. Some individuals use rear view blinking lights and or sirens so that as they're backing out in reverse, they can be heard and or seen. For example, tractors use loud sounds, beeps, as they back up. As a deaf or hard of hearing person, I say, change that beep to include a light. Like when cars back up and they have white lights, I think that's really wise. Some of these technology features I mentioned are just implemented as standard features in cars, and some people have them as custom additions on their cars. Now, with regards to can deaf people drive, the follow-up question usually is that people jump to the worst case scenario. What if there's an emergency vehicle? Can you hear them? Can you get out of the way? Well, to be honest, we may or may not hear them, but we can see them. And that is why emergency vehicles have lights and flashers on the tops of their cars. If I ever think that I'm hearing an emergency vehicle, I check all my mirrors to see if I see lights coming. I also look for visual indicators in the cars around me. If I notice people behind me or in front of me are pulling over, I usually follow suit. Rumor has it that some new cars have features that vibrate or indicate to the driver through lights that there are emergency sirens and signals going on outside of the car. I've just seen this online. I don't know if this is legitimate and haven't tried it myself. Have you heard of this? If so, let me know in the comments below. I want to know what car, make, and model has this feature. So all in all, can deaf people drive? Yes, absolutely. And I do myself. I have a license and I drive almost every day. So not only can deaf and hard of hearing people drive, we excel at it. It's time to let go of outdated myths that being deaf could prevent someone from driving safely. And it's important to recognize that whether or not a person can hear has very little to do with being a safe driver. You learned something new today. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Please, 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 please share this channel and share this video. Thanks so much for watching. Stay strong, stay amazing, and have a great day. Bye.